Hello, and welcome to the IHE North America Connectathon registration webinar in Gazelle. This webinar is for new and previous participants. The webinar today will be recorded and posted online on the IHE USA website. We will host a Q&A session at the end of the webinar, but in the meantime, please feel free to submit any questions using the Teams chat feature. Before I introduce our speakers today, I wanted to give a quick shout out to our collaborators. IHE North America Connectathon Week is hosted by Canada Health Infoway and organized in partnership with IHE USA and IHE Canada with support from IHE Catalyst, IHE International, HIMSS, and RSNA. I am your first speaker, Emily Lima, Senior Informatics Specialist at HIMSS and IHE North America Connectathon's Project Manager. Today, joining me is Suleiman Tim, who is the IT Project Manager and Test Engine Manager for Gazelle. In our agenda today, we will cover information on the venue and costs, and then Suleiman will give an overview of Gazelle and the Connectathon timeline. And then again, we'll go into that Q&A session there at the end. For the very first time, we are so excited to be in Toronto, Canada. Our hotel and venue will be the Intercontinental at the Toronto Center, and we are offering a hotel block at a discounted rate. You can find the link to register or to book your stay on the IHE USA website, and the deadline to book that will be December 31st. System registration fees this year are $8,500. Please note that that is in Canadian currency, and that will be for each system registered for testing. To access the Connectathon floor, we do have our badge fees, which are 2,000 Canadian, and that's per participant per week. And that includes access to the testing floor, breakfast, lunch, and snacks and beverages throughout the week. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Suleiman to talk about the more in-depth of Gazelle.
Thank you, Emily. Good morning, everyone. This is Suleiman Kiam from IHE Catalyst. So on the first part of this webinar, I will give you a quick overview of Gazelle. This is mostly for participants that joined the event for the first time and that has never used Gazelle in the past. So Gazelle is an open source platform with the test management tools oriented toward interoperability and conformance testing. And in Gazelle also we have a suite of IHE actors to simulate a suite of IHE actor simulator. So the simulators will be your will help you to test between your system to test your implementation between your real system to the virtual system. Yeah, it's a virtual partner you can test with to check if your implementation is correct or not. In Gazelle also we have a suite of validators. So once you exchange some messages between your system to another real system or your system between the Gazelle simulators, you can validate those messages, the request and the response message. So in the validators, we have several validators. We have CDA, we can validate CDA messages, fire messages, audit messages, and so on. And around Gazelle, we have also a suite of testing support tool. In this tool, I can give the example of the proxy. The proxy will be a tool you can place in the middle of two systems or one real system. Or between one real system and the Gazelle simulators to catch the messages exchanged between both systems. So this is the proxy. We have also the assertion manager that help to link the test in Gazelle to make a link between the test in Gazelle and the specification or the requirements. So we have many others support tool. We don't have time to list all the tool. But in globally, we have a suite of validator, a suite of simulator, a suite of support tool around Gazelle. So all of these tools can be used for testing the interoperability and the conformance of the e-health information system to manage the event like Connectathon, like Projectathon, and also it's for vendors that are implementing e-health standard. I am a vendor. I implement the e-health standard, and I would like to know if my implementation is correct or not. So in this case, I will test with Gazelle Simulator first, and then join the Connectathon or the Projectathon to test with real systems. Gazelle help also for users that are deploying. If I say users in this context, it means the hospital that are using or deploying e-health information system. So they need to test with Gazelle before they start using their product at the hospital. It's also for Gazelle is also for conformity assessment testing. This is mostly for vendors who need labeling or certifying their product before selling it in the market. Next slide, please. Yeah, on this slide, you can see on your right the list of the organization, some example of organization that are using Gazelle, and on your left the place that are using the Gazelle instance. So in the logos, you can see the European Commission, you can see Gabon from Africa, China, eHealth Suisse, Raxel from Latin America, Canada InfoWay, IHE USA, IHE Europe, and many others organization. So it means Gazelle made its proof around the world. Next slide, please. Next. Yeah. And on this slide, and next again, please. And on this slide, you can see some pictures, the events around the globe that are using Gazelle, organizing event around Gazelle. So on this slide, I show you that Gazelle is used in several levels. It's used in the national levels. For example, Canada InfoWay, they have some specification around the patient summary, the Canadian patient summary, the PSCA. So they organize some event around their specification to test it, to test the interoperability and also the conformance. We have also another national level also. It's Switzerland. In Switzerland, they use Gazelle for testing the electronic patient record based on Swiss specification. So in this week, they are performing their projectathon around this specification. So they are also using Gazelle. So after the national level, we have also the regional level. For the regional level, I can give the example of LACPAS, Latin America. So it's a group of many countries around Latin America, Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, and also the Caribbean. So they organize also a projectathon around Gazelle to test the exchange of the vaccination certificate between those countries, the patient summary between those countries, and so on. And all of this, most of their specification are based on the WHO, the World Health Organization implementation guide, and also the IHE profiles also. So we have also, so this is for the regional level. We have also some organization that are using Gazelle. I can give the example of WHO. They organized the G20 pilot 2 years ago around Gazelle. We have also the European Commission. They organized 3 events this year around Gazelle also. And also we have IHE USA, IHE Japan, and IHE Europe that organize every year's a connectathon around IHE profiles. Next slide, please. Okay. So for the IHE North American Connectathon, so this is the roadmap of the event. And at this time, we start the registration. So for the registration, we have two main phases. The first phase is the registration in ClickUp. The registration is in ClickUp is mostly administrative registration. It's mandatory for all participants. Same also for the system registration in Gazelle. This is for the mostly for the technical part to register your system, to register also the participant in the event, which participant, which user will be on site in Toronto, and so on. So both registration are mandatory, and uh, and they are um, and they are ongoing since last Monday. So today, the if you check if you see the yellow arrow, it's the registration webinar. So we are on this stage today. So after the registration webinar, you have you have until November 8th to finalize your system registration. The system registration will be closed at November 8th. After that, we will have the pre-Connectathon testing webinar on November 15. And after that webinar, we will open the pre-Connectathon testing period that start from November 22nd to January 31st. So it will take almost 2 months. And the payment due date is November 30. So you have until November 30 to pay for your registration. And also the accommodation booking deadline is December 31st. And the event itself will start on February 3rd to February 7th of next year. Next slide, please. Okay, so this calendar just show an overview of the registration period, the pre-testing, and the connectivity. As you know, in the Connectathon, we have three main phase: the registration phase, then the pre-testing phase, the pre-testing and the connectivity phase also, and also we have the event itself. The connectivity is not, because normally all participants should be on site in Toronto. So if all participants are on site, you don't need to perform the connectivity. The connectivity is just for the participant that participate to the event remotely. So after the connectivity, we have the pre-testing. The pre-testing, as I said in my previous slide, will take around 2 months, and the registration is ongoing since last Monday, and it will go on until November 8th. So we have two main webinars. The first webinar is this one, the registration webinar, and the next one will be the pre-testing webinar. It will be on November 15th. Next slide, please. Thank you. So on this slide, I will give you also a quick overview of the testing process in Gazelle during the preparatory stage and the testing process during the event itself. In this example, you have a system on the test. Next slide. Okay, next again. Okay, so the first thing to do during the preparatory stage, because during the registration, you register for your system and you register for your actors and profiles and options you would like to test or you would like to implement before the event. So once your implementation is done, so now in Gazelle, we will provide you a test plan for the preparatory stage. In the test plan, you can read the test plan, and the test plan for each test, it will tell you, for example, if you would like to test MSG, it will tell you which simulator to use to test MSG. Once you have the name of the simulator and the link to the simulator, next please. So you can exchange some message between the simulator and your system on the test. The simulator can be on the client side, the SUT can be on the server side, or vice versa. Your SUT can be on the client side and then the simulator on the server side. It depends to the actor you are testing. So this is the second stage, exchanging transaction between the simulator. And after that, the request and the message can be validated through the Gazelle user interface, the EVS client. And from EVS client, you can select the validators you need to validate those messages. And after that, the last stage is to collect all the information in the Gazelle test management tool. So just in summary, once you register your system, the profiles actors, Gazelle will guide you to, it will tell you which validator to use, which simulator to use, where are those simulator and those validators, and also which tests you need to execute to prepare your system before the event. Next slide, please. So after the event, now we switch to the event. So during the event, you will test with real system. So you have in this example SUTE. So you would like to test with another real system in the testing room in Toronto. So the first thing to do is to check again your test plan. The test plan you have to execute during the event. So that test plan will be available in Gazelle Test Management. So once you read your test plan, you can select your testing partner. Gazelle will propose you the list of possible partner you can have for MHG, for example. If you act as a client, Gazelle will tell, okay, you need to have another participant that are acting as a server, and this is the list of the participant that support MHG on the server side for this specific transaction. So all the information to reach your partner will be provided by Gazelle Test Management. Next slide, please. So once you identify your possible partner, you can exchange with him, share your configuration, exchange the MHG transaction, and after that, next please. After that, you can also use the proxy in the middle between both systems. The proxy will catch the request message and the response message. And from the proxy, you can call the EVS client that help to select the appropriate validator to validate the request sent by the SUT A and the response sent back by the SUT B. And once this action is done, now the last stage is to log the evidence of your testing. The evidence can be the report of the validation, the permanent link from the proxy, the request message, the response message, and so on. It depends on what is requested in the test, and it depends also to the monitors. So the monitors will collect all of this evidence and then grade your tests. So this is what we expect during the event. And also just one more precision, during the event, you can execute no peer tests. No peer tests are tests you perform with the simulators. Peer-to-peer tests are tests you will execute between your real system to another real system. And you have also the group of tests that connect more than 3, 4, 5 systems that are exchanging message together. So this is globally the testing process in Gazelle during the event. Next slide, please. So now you understand the testing process during the preparatory, the testing process during the event. But before you switch to the preparatory stage, we have one mandatory step. That's the registration. Gazelle, if you organize some event like Projectathon, like Connectathon with more than 20 system, more than 100 system or 15 system, it depends to the size of the event. Gazelle need to know the name of your system. Gazelle need to know the list of the profiles you would like to test, the list of the actors, the option you would like to test during the event. So based on those information, Gazelle will be able to provide you your possible partner and the test plan also. So to perform the registration, we request some information, the system name, the list of the profiles, the list of the users who will interact with your systems, and so on. So this is the link to get the IHE USA Gazelle test management web page to perform your registration. Can I share my screen, Emily, to switch to? Okay, thank you. Tell me if you are able to see my screen. Is it okay?
Looks great.
Okay, perfect. So I'm in the Gazelle instance of the IHE USA. So let me switch in English. It will be more easy. Yeah, I'm in English. Okay. So if you participate to the event for the first time, you don't have any you have no organization available in the IHE USA Gazelle and Sons. The first thing to do is to create your user account and your organization, because your organization doesn't exist. This is the first step. If you already participate to the IHE USA event, Connectathon in the past, so that means your organization is already available in Gazelle. So you don't need to create again your organization. So to create an organization, for the first example I give you, you participate for the first time, you need to go to this page. I provide the link in the slide. From this page, you have the button sign up. From the button sign up, you need to fill up your first name, your last name, your email address, the password you would like to use to confirm also the password. So let me, okay. Okay, so this is my email, and then I can provide my password. Okay, so this is the first stage, user information, and this user is you. It's the first. This user has never participated to the event also. So okay, so you need to create your user account. And now the second thing to do is to select, to choose your existing organization. If your organization is in this list, so you just need to select it, for example, Boston Scientifics, for example, or another one. If so this is for the case in which your organization exists. So you just need to select your organization on this page and then click on next. If your organization, you participate for the first time, your organization is not in this list, you need to select this option, register and administrate a new organization. So in this case, you need to click on this option and then provide your organization legal name, a short name, and then the website of your organization, and then click on next. That's the only difference we have between if you join an existing organization. So now once everything is done, Gazelle will give you a quick summary, and then also you have the terms of service and privacy policy to read. If it's okay for you, you can click on confirm. And once you click on confirm, you will get an automatic email to validate your account. And from that, you will be able to log in into Gazelle. So this is for the registration phase. So once you log in your user and your organization, or if your organization exists, you already register for your user, so you can click on login. If you already have an account in Gazelle and your organization already exists, you don't need to sign up your organization or your account. You can just use the login and the password you use during the previous event in Chicago, for example, or in Atlanta or Texas, and so on. So now in my case, I already have an account, so I can, okay, so this is the login I create for this demo, and then click on connect. Okay, so now you connect into in the Gazelle testing session of the next North American Connectathon. Once you connect, the first thing to do is to make sure that you are in the right session, because sometimes you can connect and then join automatically the previous testing session, North American February 2024 in Chicago, but this is not the right one. The right one is February 2025, and the color is red. So make sure that you are on this in this right testing session. If you are not in the right testing session, you can click on join another session. For example, let's suppose when I connect and I see that I am not in the right testing session, I can click on join another testing session and then select the IHE North American February 2025, click on the check button, and I will be automatically in the right testing session. So once I'm in the right testing session, the next thing to do is to create your system under test. To create your system under test, you have two options. You can import, if you already participate in the event in the IHE Connectathon in the past, you can import your system under test. For example, I already participate to the previous Chicago North American Connectathon. So my system will be probably will be available here. So I can select my system and then click on import. If you would like to create a new system, okay, so you have a button add a system under test, and when you click on it, you will reach this page. From this page, Gazelle will automatically populate this field with the name of your organization. So on this field, the system product name, you need to put the system, the name of your system, okay, and then select your system type. So it's, you know your system, so you'll probably see the right name in the list. If you don't have the right name in the list, you can select tools or you can select other. It's really up to you. So the version is not mandatory. If you would like to put the version of your system, you can add it here. And this is by default the name of the person who creates the system in your organization. So once all of these information are provided, so you can click on save. And when you click on save, you will reach this page. On this page, you have two main sections: the system summary that give the name of the system, the organization of the system, and also the owner, the status of your system registration. And also you have the profiles and the actors. This is the main section you need on this stage. On the profile and actors on this page, you will be able to select the list of the profiles you would like to test, you want to test during for the upcoming event. So on this section, you have the button click on this link to add IHE implementation. So when you click on it, you can filter by domain. So these are the domain in the scope. You have the domain devices, you have ITI infrastructure, you have also the pathology and laboratory medicine domain, PCC, patient care coordination, you have radiology, and you have also the QRPH. So you can select by domain, and then for each domain, you will see the list of the profiles in this domain. For example, ITI, I have CT, I have MHG, I have PIXM, and PDQM, and so on. You can filter also by actors and or by option. It's up to you. So let's suppose, for example, I would like to test MHG. I can select MHG. And then I have all the MHG actors: document source, document recipient, document consumer, and document responder. And also document source with the option comprehensive metadata. Okay, so I can check what I need, what I would like to test, or what I would like to implement. And then I can click on that actor and option that I need. So, okay, so this is my first profiles, and then the next profiles is, for example, I can select IUI. Okay, another. Okay, so I select these two actors for IUI. And when you select IUI, you can see that you have a orange button. If the orange button appear on this page, it means that you select one profile and one actor that depends to another IHE actors and IHE profiles. Okay, because on IHE profiles, as you know, we have the some grouping between some profiles. Okay, so for example, if I would like to test IHE, the profile IUI authorization server actors, Gazelle will say, okay, if you would like to test this actor, you need to test also the city, because the time client is grouped with this profile and actor. So you need to click on it. And after that, you select, and after that, you need to click again on the orange button. On the orange button, it says you can select this one or this one. Okay, so you need to take which one you would like to test or to support. So let me select, for example, the first one. Okay, so now it's okay, and now there is no. Now I don't have the orange button. It says there is no missing dependencies for this system. So that means you have no more grouping actors to include in your system registration. So once you add all of the profile list you need, just one more example, you have also You can also switch to another domain. Let's see, for example, devices. Yeah, for devices, you can also add one of these or the actor profiles you need. If you have any question concerning this domain, do not hesitate to contact the domain TPM or contact Danielle. They will or Emily. They will provide you more information about the profile list in the in that domain. So once you select all of your profiles and actor, now you need to switch to system summary. And on system summary, you just need to set your registration status to completed. Okay. Once it's completed, then you need to click on update. Okay, sorry, excuse me. I create the system 2 times. Sorry. Normally it should be okay. Okay, so now it's perfect. And when I refresh this page, it says my system registration is fully completed. So you have based on the roadmap, you have 2 months to create your system and then select your the list of profile actors you need. You can, if you are not sure, for example, you selected 2 profiles and you are not sure that you will have more profiles or more actors, you can let it as in progress. And once you have the information, you can add those actors and then complete your system registration. But you have 2 months to do everything. So you can do it also in 5 minutes. So it's really up to you. So now once the system registration is done, the next stage is to because when you will come to Toronto, you can, for example, in your organization, you can have 2 person that will perform the test in your system. So you need to add those person in the attendees list. So to do this task, you need to go to the home page. From the home page, you can see register participant. And from register participant, you have import users, import from users. This is the list of the users that are available in your organization. I mean the list of users that already create an account in your organization. So you can click on import users. So Gazelle will show you the list of person who have an existing account in your organization. So I can select Suleiman Cham, for example, and click on import. So once this action is done, it means for my company and my system, I have 2 person who will be on site in Toronto. It's Daniel Gravetu and Suleiman Cham. And also you can select which date. For example, I can say Daniel will be on remote on Monday, Tuesday, and Suleiman will be on site on Monday, Tuesday until Friday. This option is for the social event. It's optional. If you participate to the social event, you can select the social event. This will help the organizer of the social event to know that these 2 person from this organization will be in the social event. If you are vegetarian meal, so you can select this one, or you can let it blank. It's really up to you. If you select a 2 person and you made a mistake, or for example, Suleiman is not available to participate to the event, you can also remove it by clicking on the delete button and add someone else if needed. So you can import from users, or you can also import from your existing contact in your organization. In my example, I have no contact in my organization. That's why this page is blank. So this is what I wanted to show you. The system registration is mandatory, and also to register the participant to the event also it's mandatory. So these are the 2 main things to think about when you will perform your registration in Gazelle. So Emily, could we go back to the slide, please? Sorry. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so at this time, we welcome questions. I'm going to go ahead and allow the participants to be able to unmute yourselves to ask questions. So just one moment, please. You can also continue to add them into the chat.
Yeah, Emily, while we wait for questions, I just want to make sure that we do share the ClickUp link for registration, as this is a large event. Anything that has payments attached and registration of systems and people to events has to go through ClickUp first, and then we do have some synchronization that happens on the back end. So I'll just put that link here in the chat.
Thank you, Daniel. And you should be able to unmute yourself at this time. So any questions, please feel free to do that at this time.
Emily, there were a few questions in the chat, and I know some have been answered, but I think a few of them may warrant discussions. Daniel, I don't know if you've seen the questions in the chat.
On my side, I can see the question. Please, when will be available information about IHE Pluggathon and IHE Experience Day? That's the first question from Michal Pokomi.
Yeah, and I answered that. So right now we're on track to actually, again, the information and registration is targeted for October 7th, and we're on track for that right now. For the Projectathon, the Plugathon, and the Experience Days. And again, you will be able to register on the registration site at that time.
And we have a view on the pre-registration that companies have done, so we can see what are the area of interest, which profile they want to go for.
Emily, I think you had a graph of the pre-registration testing interest in terms of profiles or maybe domains at least. If we don't have it right now,
Yeah, I don't have it on hand, but I can share it in the chat here shortly. I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Okay.
I think Tim. Yeah, no problem. I think Tim had a question that import system from another session is empty. Do we have any guidance there?
Yeah, this is Tim here. It's the dropdown is empty. I was able to import previous users, no problem. It's just the dropdown's empty. Didn't know what to do there.
Did you already participate to the previous event for Chicago or Texas or Atlanta? I don't know.
Atlanta, yeah.
Okay, so normally it should not be empty. Could you send us an email and maybe we can check the issue? But normally it should not be empty.
Yeah, who do I send it to? Or
you can send it to Daniel and Emily, and probably they'll forward to me. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Hello, please, one question. I wrote it to the chat, but I want to ask, you showed us that there are any dependencies about testing IHE profiles. So the question is there any table or page where can we check the dependencies between IHE profiles?
Yeah, Daniel, you would like to respond, or I can? It's up to you.
Yeah, the profiles are normally self-describing. So within the IHE technical frameworks, it will tell you which ones are required. If you're looking at ITI, most of the time the security profiles are required, such as consistent time and auditing. Then on specific profiles, usually you'll have a section at the end, I forget the name of it, which outlines profile dependencies.
Okay.
Do you have a specific profile in mind, Michael, or is just that broad?
We are producing document registry, so
Okay.
we want testing as a provider of document registry. So we want to test it. I think not in Toronto, but next year in Europe, in Vienna.
Okay. Yeah. So document registry, you'll definitely have the ITI ATNA profiles for security and consistent time as dependencies. And then the registry is a pretty elaborate one to get. So you're going to have a bunch of mandatory transactions that you're going to have to support as a registry.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
And maybe another, we planned that we can attend IHE Connectathon in Toronto only for observing. And that was the question about Projectathon, the others. What do you recommend us to attend for collecting info about testing, to show or to view how you are testing and what is needed, what is not needed, what Projectathon, Connectathon, or the Plagathon or Experience Days, what is the best for us for observing and collecting experience?
Okay, so the Connectathon, you really need to have a system under test. If you don't have a system under test, then you've got the choice between experience days, that's more theoretical, and Plagathon. So Plagathon is going to be with different tracks, and depending on the tracks, there's going to be different maturity levels. So some of the tracks are going to be more hands-on, geared towards developers. So in the morning, you'll have or alternate sessions. I don't know if they're going to be morning or afternoon, where you have some theory explanations of what they are, and then some practical, here's what we're testing this afternoon or this session, and we can play with the constructs and the exchanges. And that's going to depend on the tracks. I'm referencing, we had a IHE fire track in Trieste last year, and that's how it was constructed. But then there were also other tracks around AI, and I don't have all the details on those. And the tracks are going to be a little different in Toronto this year. So depending if you were sending your developers or your product managers, C-level, they might want to go to experience days more than Plagathon.
Yeah, we plan to collect the most information that we can collect together and be ready for the Vienna next year. So that was the question.
Got it. So as part of the experience days, there's a VIP tour where we take you on the floor, and you're able to see the testing happening. So that can also be helpful in terms of preparation.
And is this VIP tour in Plagathon too or not?
I'm not sure. I don't know that that's determined yet.
Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And I did add our emails, Daniel's and I's. Please contact Daniel for any technical questions. And then if you have any questions on logistics or anything like that, please feel free to reach out to myself. We'll give it another minute in case there are any questions.
Any word on the social event?
Not yet. It's still in planning, but I know that our events team is coming up with something great. Where the Toronto location is very great. I'm not sure if you've had an opportunity to look into the venue, but it's in a good area where there'll be lots to do. Just pack your parka.
It's not colder than Chicago, so.
All right. Well, it doesn't seem like any more questions are coming in. So with that, we can conclude our webinar. I'll hang out here for another minute in case there any other questions come up, but I think we can go ahead and break.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.